All right, the Detroit Lions have the possibility of a trade? It's late June. What's going on? But sometimes that's when the absolute best trades happen, when you don't have a clue they're coming. It's in the middle of the offseason. Everybody's just sitting around preparing. Lions got 2 weeks here before they report to training camp. It's more like 2.5, all right, which is awesome, by the way, because that'll make this so much more fun to talk about. But it is one that really does intrigue me, this trade. And it's someone that I think a lot of people wondered if we were going to draft him originally when he went out. I think it was in 2022. Is it him? Is it Hutch? Is it like we were wondering? So we're going to talk about that trade. Plus, a best kept secret that we have in the NFL right now, that's a rookie that might actually be blocking this trade from happening because the coaches are already so confident on it. But before we get into all that, take a listen to this. It is so rare for a sponsor to match perfectly with what our channel does, but that is exactly what we have today. We talk about the Detroit Lions. We love sports, and there's nothing better than going to a sporting event live. There really isn't. And I know I personally am excited. The NFL schedule has come out. Maybe you want some tickets to a Lions game. Maybe you just want to go catch a Tigers game. Maybe you want to catch a Tigers game with the family. The best deal on tickets is found on SeatGeek. That's why I'm so excited to give them a shout out as the sponsor of today's video. I used SeatGeek just a few months ago. We were going out and we wanted to go to a Michigan game. We wanted to go to a Michigan basketball game. I hopped on SeatGeek. They have this really cool thing where they rate, like from a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a deal the tickets are. So you're looking for these big green dots. And what I think I love most about SeatGeek is they give you an option to have the full price up front. So I'm looking at this right here. I'm thinking I'm going to go to a Tigers game. I think I'm going to go to a Tigers game here. And hey, maybe I'll go catch the last game against the Twins today. It's $29. Why not? Or maybe you wait till they get back from their road trip. They're playing the Rays. You can get tickets for $18. How awesome is that? And you know I came through for you guys. You can use code STDetroit for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. I just showed you how cheap those tickets were. You can use the code STDetroit for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code STDetroit. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. I love this. I've always been leery when it comes to tickets, but SeatGeek is a cut above. You're going to love the experience. And hey, maybe I'll see you at the game. All right, truly, I really am excited about this opportunity to partner with SeatGeek in this, and really hope that you go ahead, take a look at it, take advantage of that $20. There's cheap Tigers tickets out there. Other events that you can get, you could almost go for free if you get $20 off. Give it a shot. Maybe I'll see you there. All right, let's talk about this trade. An NFL analyst believes the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers should trade for a potential Pro Bowl player, 5th overall pick. You remember him. His name's Kayvon Thibodeaux. All right, remember, if you don't know who he is, this is a guy who came out of Oregon, and he was a shockingly, and I am going to go ahead and once again say shockingly good athlete. All right, shockingly good athlete. And so we need to look at him and realize there's still upside here with some of it showing. So we're going to talk about the pros, we're going to talk about the cons, we're going to talk about what it would take. All right, first, remember who he is. One of the fastest defensive ends to ever test, period. As far as overall athleticism, really good as well. 56th most athletic defensive end. The only thing that was really hurting him was his weight, all right, which we see often, but man, oh man, is this guy strong. Look at this, 8.69 rating with 27 reps at a defensive end. That's really impressive, especially when you talk about someone, does he have the right motor? Well, apparently he has the right motor in the weight room because the dude is a workout beast, all right? So if you remember, he was drafted in 2022. He was 5th overall. Some of us wanted to get him. But now you're probably wondering, like, why would the Giants want to trade him? They have Pro Bowler Brian Burns on their team, who they backed up the Brinks truck for. And now they have gone out and they have selected Abdul Carter in their first round this year. Are the Giants looking to move on? Now, could they put him in a defensive end platoon and rotation and let him go? Of course they could. Could they hit up like that NASCAR rotation, right? We always talk about the NASCAR package, right? Where you get smaller guys out there and obvious pass rushing downs, and then you just go and get after it. Yeah, sure. But you know what else they could do? They could go out and get probably a day 2 pick and maybe even a day 3 pick in addition to that in order to trade Thibodeaux. So here's my question to all of you. Would you be wanting or willing to trade a 2nd rounder and maybe a 5th rounder to get Thibodeaux on our team? What would that look like for you? And I'll just give you some breakdowns of this as well, just to make sure you know. In 2025, his cap hit is almost $10 million. That is the 4th year of his rookie contract, and then we would have the option to pick up his 5th year, which is $14.75 million. $14.75 million. And this is a guy who, quite frankly, he's been kind of often injured, but not to the extent that you might think. Right? He missed 5 games last year due to a wrist injury, but that's it. He's still got 5.5 sacks. All right, he in those 12 games that he did play, and he grades out as a low-level starting defensive end. But what he does have is that elite ability, but still you might consider him kind of a raw prospect. He's known for his explosive first step. He's known for his elite athleticism, which we already showed you with the PFF and the RAS. We showed you that. He's projected as a weak side defender, which fits in perfectly opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. All right, so he enhances the pass rush opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. And our defensive line coach has done a phenomenal job of developing similar young players like that we've brought in this offseason. So I look at this and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like this actually could be a fit on all levels. The question is, do we want to get rid of those things, like the draft picks? I think that's the biggest question that you have to ask is, are we willing to get rid of those picks? This is our draft picks available next year. We have a 1st, we have a 2nd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. Okay? Now, that 2nd pick, you would imagine our team's going to be pretty good. So you'd imagine it'd be a later pick, so somewhere around like 61. That would be the hope, but we don't have a large number of draft picks. Now, will there possibly be a compensatory pick coming our way? I don't know. We'll see. We had one with Aaron Glenn, but we traded away already. Dan Campbell trades picks like nobody's business. It's actually really kind of funny. But I do want to real quick make mention of one other guy that might be a reason we don't go out and spend money like that, and that is Ahmed Hassan. He is absolutely a player to watch. Watch our videos because I promise you we'll be doing Hassanin updates as we get more news and more rumors going on about this guy, and then we get to see him play in preseason. I think he could be phenomenal, and the reason I think he could be phenomenal is because he was an extremely... Brad Holmes went out and talked about how he was the most productive player in D1 last year. Productive. And this is a guy who's only playing football for like his 5th year, right? So to have that extreme production while not having extreme, what's the word I want to use? Wealth of knowledge, right? Or experience. There's the word. Tough word to think of, right? To have that production without the experience, imagine what happens when he starts getting it. Imagine what happens when he gets that experience, and he seems like a guy that's just working his butt off. So let me know what you think. Kayvon Thibodeaux, yes, there was the whole NFTs, and he's into, I forget what else he was into. Does anybody remember what it was? Like I'm trying to remember what it was that he was into. It was interesting. Oh, chess. That's what it was. It was chess. He was into chess, NFTs, and crypto, and he was interested in things off the field. You know who else was interested in things off the field outside of football that played for the Detroit Lions? Ndamukong Suh. But if that's enough for you to be like, nope, I just want Hassanin, that's good enough for me, and let's see what that does, great. I got no problem with that. But I'm just saying it might be worth looking around at a second-round pick. All right, hey, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.